Matthew Macfadyen is a BAFTA award-winning English actor, known for his roles as MI5 intelligence officer Tom Quinn in the BBC television drama series Spooks, Mr. Darcy in Pride and Prejudice and Daniel in the Frank Oz comedy Death at a Funeral. He is also known for portraying John Birt in the political drama Nixon, as well as Detective Inspector Edmund Reid in the BBC series Ripper Street. Early life: Macfadyen was born in Great Yarmouth, Norfolk, the son of Mylene, a drama teacher and former actress, and Martin Macfadyen, an oil executive. His paternal grandparents were Scottish and his maternal grandparents were Welsh. Macfadyen was brought up in a number of places, including Jakarta, Indonesia, as a result of his father's profession. He attended schools in England, Scotland and Indonesia, and went to Oakham School in Rutland, before being accepted to the Royal Academy of Dramatic Art at 17. Career: after having studied at the RADA from 1992 to 1995, Macfadyen became known in British theatre due primarily to his work with the stage company Cheek by Jowl, for whom he played Antonio in The Duchess of Malfi, Charles Surface in The School for Scandal, and Benedick in Much Ado About Nothing. His Benedick was played as an officer-class buffoon with a moustache and a braying laugh. In 2005, he played Prince Howland Henry IV, Parts 1 and 2 at the Royal National Theatre, with Michael Gambon in the role of Falstaff. In 2007, he returned to the stage, portraying an American, Clay, a stay-at-home father with a liberal attitude in the play The Pain and the Itch. A TV breakthrough came when he appeared as Hareton Earnshaw in an adaptation of Wuthering Heights, screened on the ITV network in 1998. Further television drama work followed, including starring roles in the dramas Warriors and The Way We Live Now, both for the BBC. Also in 2001, he earned acclaim for his starring role in the BBC Two drama serial Perfect Strangers, which was written and directed by Stephen Poliakoff. In 2002, he starred in The Project, a BBC drama charting New Labour's rise to power. He starred in Spooks, which became a success when screened on BBC One. A longer second season was screened in 2003, and a third season was broadcast in autumn 2004, with him leaving the series in the second episode. The series was aired as MI5 on the A&E network. In 2007 he appeared in the one-off Channel 4 drama Secret Life, which dealt with the controversial subject of paedophilia. Matthew won the Best Actor award at the Royal Television Society 2007 Awards for this part, and was nominated for a BAFTA. He also appeared in a short sketch for Comic Relief as the bridegroom in Mr. Bean's Wedding, alongside Rowan Atkinson and Michelle Ryan. Macfadyen appeared in films including Enigma, and In My Father's Den, for which he received the New Zealand Screen Award for Best Actor. He stars as the romantic-led Fitzwilliam Darcy in an acclaimed adaptation of Pride and Prejudice, released in the UK in September 2005. Macfadyen starred in Frank Oz's Death at a Funeral, and the film Incendiary, based on Chris Cleave's novel alongside Michelle Williams and Ewan McGregor. He has also appeared in Ron Howard's film Nixon, in which he played John Birt. In 2008, he played the male-led Arthur Clinham in the BBC adaptation of Charles Dickens' Little Dorrit. In 2009 Macfadyen appeared alongside Academy Award-nominated actress Helena Bonham Carter in the BBC 4 movie Enid, based on the life of Enid Blyton, as Hugh Pollock, Blyton's publisher and first husband. In 2010, he played the Sheriff of Nottingham in Robin Hood. He starred as Prior Philip in the TV serial The Pillars of the Earth, and was the middle-aged Logan Mountstuart in Any Human Heart. In June 2010, Macfadyen won a British Academy Television Award for Best Supporting Actor for his work in criminal justice. In 2011, Macfadyen made a final cameo in the BBC show Spooks, and in 2012, he played Oblonsky in Joe Wright's film, Anna Karenina. In December 2012 he played Detective Inspector Edmund Reid in BBC One's Ripper Street. Personal life: in 2002, he began a relationship with his then-married Spooks co-star Keeley Hawes. They were married in November 2004. The couple have 2 children, daughter Maggie and son Ralph. Macfadyen is stepfather to Hawes' son, Mills, from her previous marriage. The couple are both patrons of the Lace Market Theatre in Nottingham. Theatre, 1994. The Crimson Island, by Mikhail Bulgakov, RADA, 1994. Lorca's Death, by Ben Benison, RADA, 1994. The Feigned Inconstancy, by Marivor, RADA, 1994. The Beggar's Opera, by John Gay, RADA, 1995. One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, by Dale Wasserman, RADA, 1995. The Libertine, by Stephen Jeffries, RADA, with My Funny Valentine, 1995. The Duchess of Malfi, by John Webster, Cheek by Jowl, 1996. A Midsummer Night's Dream, by Shakespeare, Royal Shakespeare Company. 1998. A Much Ado About Nothing, by Shakespeare, Cheek by Jowl, 1998. The School for Scandal, by Richard Brinsley Sheridan, Royal Shakespeare Company, 1999. A Battle Royal, by Nick Stafford, Royal National Theatre, 2005. A Henry IV, by Shakespeare, Royal National Theatre, 2006. A Total Eclipse, by Christopher Hampton, rehearsed reading at the Royal Court Theatre, 2007. The Pain and the Itch, by Bruce Norris, Royal Court Theatre, 2010. A Private Lives, by Noel Coward, Vaudeville Theatre, 2013. A Jeeves and Wooster Inn. Perfect Nonsense, by David and Robert Goodale, Duke of York's, Filmography, Television, 1997. A Holding the Baby, by Paul Jackson, TV series on ITV, 1998. A Wuthering Heights, by David Skinner, ITV. A Euro based on the novel by Emily Bronte, 1999. A Warriors, by Peter Kosminski, BBC, 2000. A Murder Rooms, The Dark Beginnings of Sherlock Holmes, by Paul Seed, BBC, 2001. A Perfect Strangers, by Stephen Poliakoff, BBC Two, 2001. The Way We Live Now, by David Yates, BBC. A Euro based on the novel by Anthony Trollope, 2002. The Project, by Peter Kosminski, BBC, 2002. A Euro 2004, Spooks, BBC, 2007. A Mr. Bean's Wedding, sketch for the show The Big One for Comic Relief's Red Nose Day on March 16, 2007, BBC One, 2007. A Secret Life, by Rowan Joff, Channel 4, 2008. Ashes to Ashes, by Bill Iltringham, BBC One, 2008. A Little Dorrit, by Adam Smith and Eabla Walsh, BBC One, 2008. Agatha Christie's Marple A Pocket Full of Rye, by Charles Palmer, ITV, 2009. Enid, by James Hawes, BBC 4, 2009. A Criminal Justice 2, by Jan de Mange, BBC One, 2010. The Pillars of the Earth, by Sergio Mimicagezin, CBC, 2010. Any Human Heart, by William Boyd, Channel 4, 2011. A Spooks, a one-off appearance in the series finale. 2012. A Ripper Street, by Richard Wallow, BBC One, 2013. Ambassadors as Prince of Darkness, film, voice work, 2000. The Voyage of the Beagle, by Charles Darwin, Book of the Week on BBC Radio 4, 2001. A Trampoline, by Meredith Oakes, afternoon play on BBC Radio 4, 2003. Essential Poems, TV programme on BBC Two, 2004. The Coma, by Alex Garland, audiobook, 2004. Getting Away from It, The Island, by Tim Pears, afternoon reading on BBC Radio 4, 2004. The Hungerford Massacre, TV documentary on BBC One, 2005. A Stories We Could Tell, by Tony Parsons, audiobook, 2006. The 9/11 Liars, TV documentary on Channel 4, 2006. A Nuremberg Nazis on Trial, 3-part TV documentary on BBC Two, 2007. A Robin Hood's Quest and the Quest for Aladdin's Treasure, video games by Oxygen Games, 2007. The Making of Music, BBC Radio 4, 2007. The Blair Years, 3-part TV documentary on BBC One, 2007. A Last Party at the Palace, TV documentary on Channel 4, 2008. A Dangerous Jobs for Girls, 4-part TV documentary on Channel 4, 2008. A Words of War, TV documentary on ITV1, 2009. A Wine, 3-part TV documentary on BBC 4, 2009. A Inside MI5, TV documentary on ITV1, 2011. M&S Food Adverts, 2011. Bupa Healthcare Adverts, 2014, horsepower documentary on Scuderia Ferrari/Shell Motorsport on Sky Atlantic. References. External links: Matthew Macfadyen at the Internet Movie Database, BBC Drama Faces, Matthew Macfadyen.